Hey, my YouTube friends. Let's talk about a case of missing little girl, 5-year-old Oakley Carlson. And this is a very bizarre case. 5-year-old Oakley Carlson, she was reported missing from Grays Harbor County, Washington on December the 5th of 2021. And this was not by her parents. So her parents, they're not the ones that reported their little 5-year-old daughter missing. Law enforcement, they received a tip and were asked to do a welfare check on Oakley. The caller, she was an acquaintance, and she was concerned because she had visited the home on a few occasions due to a recent fire at the home, and they had not seen Oakley at any of their visits to the house. Law enforcement, they arrived at the house and they spoke with Oakley's parents, Jordan Bowers and Andrew Carlson. But neither parent could explain to them where their 5-year-old little girl was. A search at the property was done, but still there were no signs of Oakley. And let me go ahead and add, it's that house, it sits on, or their house, it sits on over 300 acres of land, so a huge amount of property there. But both parents, they have trouble past from what I've read. Oakley's mom, Jordan, she's got a criminal history for felony convictions for drugs and theft. Oakley's dad, Andrew, now he worked as a police officer in Aberdeen. He was decommissioned back in 2017 due to making false and misleading statements. The Grays Harbor Sheriff's Office said that both Jordan and Andrew both have remained uncooperative about where their daughter Oakley is and the time frame of when Oakley went missing. They said the last time that they saw their daughter was on November the 30th, but law enforcement said that they have not received any information that Oakley has been seen alive for almost a year. It's also been reported that when Jordan was questioned about Oakley, Jordan became furious and she refused to answer the questions. And I've also read that Oakley, she was in foster care so she went in around 7 months old, and she went back up until the court ordered her to be returned to her parents, which was in November of 2019. And Jamie Jo Hiles, she was Oakley's former foster mom. I still haven't found out why Oakley was in foster care, but the previous foster parents, they have spoke out and they said that they still kept tabs on Oakley in the 2 years since, and that they have had to contact law enforcement multiple times due to safety concerns. They said they also have called CPS back in January after they heard some news regarding Oakley that was concerning. They feel like the decision to return Oakley to her bio parents was a rushed decision. And neighbors also spoke out and they said that they had called 911 on many occasions after they would hear explosive fights between Jordan and Andrew. Neighbors also told a local news station that they noticed the school bus had stopped coming to the area. Now, remember the fire I mentioned earlier? Well, there was a GoFundMe account set up due to the fire, and on here it stated that the parents did not call for help when the fire occurred because they could not find their cell phones. They also did not call the fire department. So at this point, the fire could play a role here on what happened to Oakley, or that's what I'm taking from it. Both Jordan and Andrew have been arrested. On Friday, December 10th, both are facing new charges for abandonment of a dependent person in the second degree. And these charges were brought forth after it was said that they failed to give Oakley's 6-year-old sister, their other daughter, her prescribed medication for at least 15 months. Not providing this medication put the child at risk for physical impairment and could have eventually resulted in death. And they are not giving Oakley's whereabouts still. Law enforcement is trying to determine the last time Oakley was seen. As of right now, the last confirmed sighting of Oakley was on January 27th, so earlier this year. So again, almost a year ago. Oakley's 6-year-old sister, she was interviewed and told the detectives that her mom said not to talk about Oakley, that Oakley had gone out to be eaten by wolves. She finally said that she had not seen her sister in a long time, and she began crying when the detective asked her if Oakley was hurt. The girl also said she remembered the fire, and everyone except Oakley got out of the house. During a search of the house, it's been reported that blood splatter was found on the blinds near the front door and on the front door itself. Anyone with any information on Oakley's whereabouts or anyone that has seen Oakley since January 27th of this year, 2021, is asked to call 360-964-1729 or email the detective at sodetectives@co.grays-harbor.wa.us.